I have been to all but 2 of the Big Ten stadiums out of all 18 schools. Here are the worst, and here's the first. On this episode of Locked On Wolverines.
You are Locked On Wolverines, your daily podcast on the Michigan Wolverines, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Wednesday. We are back and doing it. Locked On Wolverines podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. I'm your man on the ground, Isaiah Hole, publisher of WolverinesWire through USA Today Sports Media Group. And I thought this was a fun thing to do. I mean, there's news, right? But not anything that's like particularly groundbreaking. So good day to just kind of get into some random what have you, which we're probably going to do throughout the summer months here. So I just got to get my things closed, right? You get all set up and things closed. Anyways, first off, I just want to thank every one of you who is an everydayer, listen to the podcast every single day, and thank you for making us your first listen. We appreciate it very much. We have Zuri trying to join the show, so that apparently she's gonna be a part of this. We're gonna rank downward here. Let's just get the puppy up on the lap here, because she can't not be a part of the show. Number 18 goes to Ryan Field. It's still currently Northwestern's home stadium. This one's almost like cheating, and it's also kind of almost mean to Northwestern. Because Northwestern is not currently playing there, right? It's being renovated. The renderings, it's going to reduce some seating, but it looks like it's going to be an absolutely incredible experience in Evanston. But as it stands, I've only been to Ryan Field once. I did not think very highly of it. I thought it was just very okay. And it was good in terms of like all of the Big Ten schools have a pretty decent experience. But at the same time, Ryan Field was very meh. Right. It was just OK. Didn't really have much to write home about when it came to Ryan Field. So that is our number 18 school. Not much tailgating. It's, you have the old concrete. It kind of looks like a poor man's version of Camp Randall in some ways. That's how I felt about it. Number 17, we're going to do 6 per segment. Number 17 is tied between Rutgers and Maryland, who might as well have the same stadium in my eyes. Now, obviously, the surrounding areas are different. I don't know why this dog comes on the show and wants more attention than she's gotten all day. She hasn't cared until now, and now she cares. Rutgers and Maryland, we're talking Shai Stadium, Secu Stadium, SECU Stadium, whatever. They feel kind of exactly the same. They're just kind of there. They just kind of do whatever they do. They have that very ACC feel. I mean, one's from the ACC, one's Big East, right? Like, it's just kind of like nondescript, slightly more impressive than high school stadiums. I mean, more impressive in terms of seating, but like, I've never seen either full. I've been to Maryland and Rutgers each 3 times. To me, both are also the same in that the proximity to the metropolitan areas in which they are adjacent is the most important part of going to those stadiums, right? Like, I don't really care about going to Rutgers to go to Rutgers. I care about going to Rutgers to go to Manhattan. I don't really care about going to Maryland as much as I care about going to Washington, D.C. This last time we went to Baltimore and got crab. That was great. But otherwise, like, I don't really have a lot to go with those experiences. Obviously, I've seen Michigan win in all places that I've just mentioned, every game. Northwestern had the best game, the 2018 game. But now, actually, Rutgers might have technically 2020. Empty stadium, triple overtime. But that was kind of a sad best game compared to the Northwestern one. Number 15, it's funny because if you were to rank like best college football stadium experiences I've ever been at, number 15 would be number 1. The problem for number 15 is the team that plays there and the fact that I had been there before. And that's going to the Rose Bowl to see UCLA. I obviously was at the Rose Bowl January 1st, 2024. And that was easily the best college football experience I've ever had. It was absolutely incredible. The setting, I didn't really get to experience the tailgating, but just, you could see some of that from afar. Just the whole shebang was, obviously the game itself, the stakes, all of it, the timing with the sunset over the San Gabriel Mountains, which I've seen before, right? I've been to Pasadena at night, going from, day into night and all of that, having lived out there. The problem for UCLA is I have been to one of their games in 2008. And I know that was forever ago. My cousin played for Oregon State, who was ranked at the time. They had beaten USC the week before on a Thursday. My cousin had a big sack on Mark Sanchez. And I went to that game having only ever been to Michigan Stadium. And going to UCLA, I could not find the student section. I could not find the band. The stadium was half full. No one was really cheering. I left at halftime. I'm like, this is the worst stadium experience I have ever been a part of. It's absolutely terrible. And I hate it here. And it's my birthday today, which it was, November 9th, 2008. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm leaving here. And the fact that they're blocking off big wide swaths of seats and everything, it's like they take the best possible stadium scenario and make it the worst. That's where they're at. It's really, really sad what that is. All right, how much time we got? Because I've got so many more to get to here. We're going to do two more of this segment. I'm going to lump the next two together as well. Number 14, Purdue, and number 13, Illinois. They're both okay. I think Illinois is a smidge better than Purdue. They both kind of have that same feel as well, like old Big Ten stadium, right? Like, it's like, okay, it's impressive because it's big. They're bigger than NFL stadiums. Purdue was more full than Illinois was. Actually, Illinois, which I've been to twice. I've been to Purdue once. I think that, I don't know. They're just kind of that nondescript. Now, Illinois is renovated. I don't know if Purdue has. I haven't been to Purdue in 8 years, right? Michigan's last played there in 2017. So it's been a long time. So they absolutely could have done something, especially to those cinder block locker rooms. 95 degrees outside. Wilton Speight gets a broken neck in that game, right? Bad scenario all around. Nonetheless, I think that there was, it just could have been a much better experience than what it was. And it is what it is. Michigan lost at Illinois the year before. I thought it was a much better last year, rather. I thought it was a much better experience when I went a couple of years ago compared to when I went last year. I think that's an accurate assessment. So it's not about just the winning and the losing and all of that, right? I think that it's more just the experience in the stadium was just whatever, All right. Trying to get the crane going again here. There we go. All right. That's going to do it for segment one as we continue to be discombobulated as we work on doing the multifaceted show setup. We have rankings number 12 through 7 coming up next, and then the 6th through the first best stadium experience in the Big Ten. Let's get to all of that here in just a moment. But before we do, the NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's the game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it so easy to stay in the game before tip-off as well as live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlay, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. There's only 4 teams left at this point, and you can really figure out who is going to heat up, where the game is going to go. You've seen these 4 teams. You can use the same game parlay to figure that out. And guess what? If you're a new player, you can use $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins and have that much more fun. So if you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. dreary day here in Southeast Michigan. Feels like a fall Saturday. It's kind of crazy. It feels like a fall Saturday. Feels like it feels like spring though. I posted this online. There was a doe and a fawn in my backyard yesterday, and I let Zuri out, and pandemonium ensued at midnight because all of a sudden you just see Zuri and this doe basically going at it. I had to yell at them. They're at midnight. All right, I got the crane going way too fast here. Thankfully, I can control everything from my phone. But anyhow, we've got number 12 through number 7, the next 6 here to go on, and I think that these are pretty. It's funny because I feel like you could interchange any of these as well. Now, I haven't been to one of them, so I'm kind of guessing to some degree here. But nonetheless, I still think that it's a good list. I think there's a lot working out here. Okay, I think we got the crane back and running. There we go. My number 12 is Michigan State. It's funny because I'm a kind of a contrarian in a lot of ways. I want to like Michigan State and Ohio State more than I do, right? Like, just because they're a rival team doesn't mean that I want to hate. For instance, I think a good way to put it, I want to love East Lansing and I want to hate Columbus, and I have the opposite feeling about both. Weirdly enough. So I don't really know or understand why that's the case, but that is the case. And yet, Spartan Stadium, the only thing I appreciate about it is that it's on grass, because I don't have my field allergy there. But otherwise, it's a very, very concrete looking place. It's not impressive in terms of just, I mean, it's big, but it feels like the weather outside looks at the moment. Drab, overcast. It can be raucous. I've seen it raucous. 2021, of course. I've been there 4 times. I was there for, obviously, the 2016, 2018, 2021, and 2023. So I've been there 4 times. And it is just kind of meh. I want it to be better. The next one is actually pretty cool. It's just lacking something, which makes it number 11, and that's Minnesota, which is Huntington Bank Stadium, they're calling it now. I mean, they've already changed the name of it once. Like, right? Like, if you're a Big Ten stadium, you should not be changing the names of your stadiums, because it should be essentially set in stone, because your program is storied enough. But yet, naming rights and all of that garbage is going to continue to be a thing. It's the newest stadium on the list by far, right? Like, by far. I'm like looking at the only ones that would be newer, I would guess, is like Oregon or Washington. I don't know when those were built. But otherwise, like, by far, it is the newest one. And it was only built, it opened prior to, was it 2015, something like that? It's only like a decade old, maybe a little bit older, but like not much. It's somewhere in the last like 10 to 15 years. I think it's a very beautiful stadium. It's small. Tailgating could be a lot better, right? But you're in the smack dab of Minneapolis. I've been there twice, once in 2020, and I was there in 2023. It's just a cool place. It's new and it looks old, which is like, and it's got a great atmosphere. The Minnesota fans were there the whole time, and it was just an absolute, and they were there like the whole time, even though like Michigan was like destroying them. Great atmosphere. Probably should be ranked higher. Number 10 is actually like kind of quietly one of my favorite places to go, but the only problem is it's my least favorite trip, if that makes sense. Like, I enjoy the destination and not the journey. And that's number 10, Indiana. I hate going to Indianapolis. One of these days, and I didn't go last year because it was my birthday and I decided I wasn't going to subject myself to my least favorite drive. One of these days, I'm going to fly into Indianapolis airport and drive, because I don't mind the drive from Indianapolis proper to Bloomington. I think it's beautiful. It gets all hilly and it's really nice over there. And the stadium, Memorial Stadium, there's, I think, 3 on this list, 4 technically. if you want to count USC, name Memorial. But this one, it's got such an interesting feel to it, right? Because I think the cool thing about Memorial Stadium in Bloomington is it has a very new and old look at the same time. Like they recently, chair's moving back until I get a rug here. They recently renovated, and I think this was like 2016-ish. I've been there 4 times, 2015, 17, 19, 20, 5 times. I went in what? 22, 20, whatever year that was, 22. So I've been there 5 times. It's a really like interesting where it looks new and old at the same time. It's got some charm to it. It's usually pretty full. There's usually some empty pockets, but this is before Curt Cignetti, so maybe it'll be a little bit different. I think it's a very cool stadium. I don't know what it is. I love going there. I just don't like making the drive. I think that's the most mundane, boring drive you can make. Is like, I'd rather go to Purdue, which is like 60% of the same drive, and then you cut the other way. I don't know how to explain it. I hate going to Indiana more than driving anywhere else. Number 9 is Iowa, who in some regards I feel should be higher. Been there twice. Going to Kinnick is no joke. It's no fun. You don't want to go there. Terrible if you're going at night, especially in November 2016. Not great. It has what I would consider to be, though, something of like almost like a Big 12 feel to it. I don't know how to explain that. It felt like, because it feels like you're in that big sky. It felt like kind of like, I remember when I was moving to California and I was in like western Nebraska, and it's like the Great Plains and you can see for miles. That's how it feels being inside Kinnick Stadium, at least on a beautiful sunny day. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's a great place. It's bigger than you'd think it is. It has the greatest tradition, which is a new tradition in all of college football, which is the wave to the Children's Hospital. You're going to get emotional if you're there for it. I mean, it's an incredible place, an incredible experience. I don't really know how else to put it. It's just a great place to go. Number 8 is a school, and I have no idea what time we're at now because we've had to restart because my monitor conks out, which kicks off my audio. Number 8, we've got 2 more. USC is the one of 2 schools I haven't been to on this list. Listen, like, people in LA already aren't really big football fans. They have their, like, everyone in LA is a transplant. Now, I know people are getting behind both of the Chargers and the Rams, right? That's a thing. And while I was living there, USC was the big show, but at the same time, everyone has their, like, everyone's a transplant. So there aren't a lot of native people. Now, if I was to go to USC at some point around like 2004, 2005, probably be a different story than if you go now, right? Like, I'm sure it was like about the coolest place to go around then. But like now they're still usually, watching on TV, a lot of empty seats. You hear just like it's an okay environment and everything. I don't love the location, downtown LA. It's not, like that's not real Los Angeles in my eyes. It's dangerous Los Angeles. I've been at USC's campus. I've never been to their stadium. It's whatever. Number 7 is you're probably going to be surprised. I have Camp Randall as my number 7. I want to love it. Everyone raves about it. Everyone raves about Jump Around. I'm not in the stands, so I'm on the field. I've been to Wisconsin 3 times. People rave about it and are like, it's so incredible. It's such a great experience. And it's so like, I'm glad I at least got to go there when it was warm and sunny. And that made it feel a little bit better to some degrees compared to being there twice in November when it was like overcast, snowy, and cold. However, it's still just like, there's something about it I don't like, and I can't really put my finger on it. Now, the fans are great. The tailgating's super cool. The city of Madison's cool. There's just something about Camp Randall that still, again, has that concrete jungle feel to it. So it's my number 7. We've got more coming up. The top 6 here momentarily. All right, we've got our top 6 stadiums in the Big Ten coming up. Obviously, Michigan's going to be in the top 6. No, it is not number 1. But, you know, some of that might be familiarity breeds contempt. I think. Probably a little bit. I don't know. Because everywhere else, I'm like, I've been there twice. I've been there 4 times. Michigan, it's like, how many times have I been there? I've been there 100 times. Literally. I'd have to count. It's probably not 100. It's probably like 70 or something like that. But I've been there a lot. When you consider every home game for the last, because even I started covering Michigan football in 2015, and I went to every home game the 2 years before that. And I went to almost every home game in 2006, and I missed a couple in 2007. And yes, they're the ones that you think. It's my fault for not going. Number 6 is the greatest setting, as they call it, and that's Washington. I mean, I have to admit, everything they said about Washington, accurate. It's cool. It's a very, very cool place. The sailgating, just Lake Washington. I wanted Lake Washington to be bigger. Like, I wanted it to be on the Puget Sound instead of Lake Washington, and it's not. That part was disappointing. That's my own problem. But it's super cool. I love the area in Seattle. I mean, the whole trip was just phenomenal. I loved being in the Pacific Northwest. I thought it was just super cool. Fans were super raucous. Stadium environment. I mean, here's the funny thing. The stadium itself is not terribly different than going to Maryland. Not like super different, but like you put the Maryland stadium up on a lake surrounded by mountains. You can see Mount Rainier in the distance. And make it so they have super raucous fans. Yeah, it's going to feel a little different. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. And I say that even like, know how normally if you get sick, you have negative memories, right? Like you sit there and you're like, oh, I can't eat that again because I got sick. I started getting sick. Now, not like, you know, stomach problems sick, but I started, you know, that started the month-long I can't talk of it all, right? Like I started feeling deathly ill while at that game, and I still love it. I love everything about it. Number 5 is Ohio Stadium, the shoe. I every time I go, I've been there 4 times now. They've won. Michigan's won 2. They've lost 2. It's the most concrete jungle-y stadium that there is. I mean, MSU feels more concrete jungle-y, but like Ohio State feels like ancient concrete jungle, right? Like it's like old dingy looking concrete jungle, and you can feel the history, and like the outside of the stadium is very cool. Like I said, I like Columbus weirdly. It feels kind of more like an NFL stadium than it does a college stadium. It's an odd experience. I want to love it way more than I do. It still gets like, don't get me wrong as I say all these negative things. It's number 5, and it's number 5 for a reason. That said, the last couple games I've been to, crowd's been quiet. Crowd was relatively quiet in 2016. Super, super hostile in 2018. And then the last 2 years, they've been sitting on their hands, pins and needles the whole time. And there's always been some kind of post-game shenanigans one way or the other. A couple field rushes the first 2 years, and then flag plant, and then a second flag plant where someone maybe had a hissy fit. Number 4 for me is the Big House, Michigan Stadium. It's not consistent enough. You got crowds that leave relatively early. Mostly I'm looking at you student section. Gets there late, leaves early, right? This isn't a TV show. Michigan students, right? Like you don't have an act out to get out of to be like, oh, what's going to happen after the commercial? Yet that's kind of how it ends up going. So Michigan Stadium is my number 4. I mean, I think it's the most beautiful of the stadiums as far as the actual stadium itself. Night game experience is unparalleled. It's unbelievable. I don't think any has a more fun night game experience. I've been to most of these at night. No, not most. I've been to a lot of them at night. I've been to let's see, Rutgers. Okay, maybe not a lot. Rutgers, MSU, Minnesota, Indiana, kind of. Iowa. I haven't been to Wisconsin at night. I feel like that'd be cool. Washington was about as night game as it was going to get for an East Coast team. being there. Obviously not Ohio State. But anyway, Michigan Stadium's my number 4. I know, probably upsetting a lot of you. Oregon, I've never been to Oregon, but it's number 3 based off of reputation alone. Every time you hear about it, about people going to Oregon, they're like, it just so loud. And considering it's like 50,000 people, interesting looking design, Pacific Northwest, the setting, all of that stuff. To me, I can't say a lot about it because I've never been there, but Oregon's my number 3. I think that it's just got a lot going for it. And I'm excited for the opportunity to go there at some point. Number 2 is Nebraska. Nebraska is quietly just awesome. They've been struggling for 10 plus years, right? Since like 2012, 2013, Nebraska's been struggling, and they sell out every game. They've been selling out every game forever. Their fans are super nice. The stadium is beautiful. It looks like it's still concrete jungle, right? It looks like a somehow more beautiful version of Ohio Stadium to me, especially with all the red. It's the same style design. But this is just something about Nebraska is actually cool. So I enjoy it there, and I'm looking forward to going back this year. I don't know what it is. It's a great place to see a football game. My number 1, and it's not even close, is Penn State. I know outside it's an erector set. It's a weird looking stadium, but you go there, it's incredible, especially for the night games. I've been to Penn State 5 times. I've been to, I think all 5 have technically been some form of a whiteout. There's been the stripe out once. Only 2 of the whiteouts have been at night though. So like some of them didn't count as a whiteout because it was white except for the 50-yard line stripe, but everyone wore all white. It's interesting because the place smells like manure. I mean, I'm kind of used to it. I grew up on a horse farm. But it's the loudest place by far. It's getting by solely off of environment. It feels daunting. You can't hear yourself think. And I know that people say that and it's like, oh wow, I've never heard anything that loud or whatever. This is like whatever you think is the loudest environment you've been a part of. This is probably, unless you've been to LSU, which I've not, this is probably louder. It's an absolutely incredible environment. I absolutely loved it. So Penn State's my number 1. I do want to give a shout out to Michigan for the 2021 version of the game. I was up in the press box for that game, so I didn't get to experience it the way I normally get to experience games. But I mean, it doesn't get much better. I'm not going to have my coffee now. Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. Tomorrow is going to be the mailbag. So thank you very much for preemptively. I'm going to be putting out the call, but thank you for sticking with us for today. Especially as we can we'll get the kinks worked out of the new setup here before long. I think we got all of our angles worked out, I hope. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again soon. Peace.